All right, now it's time for the testing. So we have our always fresh, never frozen, our once frozen but then room temperature, and then coffee brewed straight from frozen. This was all finished brewing maybe like a minute or two ago. So, and this is all black coffee as well. I don't typically drink my coffee black, so I'll be drinking it just as black coffee, and then I'll add a little bit of milk because that's the best way to drink coffee. And this is a blend that I'm not super familiar with. I've had it once before, and it's a light and a dark blend, but it's smooth. It's kind of light. It's a little smoky, a little charry. It kind of reminds me of a French roast. But overall, it's totally agreeable. It's like it's the most coffee. Yeah, and for the record, I'm not like a huge coffee guy. I'm not like a sommelier. I just know how I like my coffee, and I know how I don't like my coffee. And by the way, this is just water. This is gonna serve as a palate cleanser. So, a little bright, but mostly smoky, kind of roasty, kind of charry. Maybe a little bit of like a super dark caramel or molasses thing, maybe. Interestingly enough, this one tastes a lot, like noticeably fuller, maybe thicker. And I know I didn't measure out the amount of water I used per vessel, but I'm pretty darn sure that these are very close, at least not close enough to actually change anything. But yeah, thicker, much like noticeably thicker on the tongue, thicker in taste as well. So I guess that would be like thicker mouthfeel. Warmer tasting, not as smoky, not as roasty, which is actually really surprising. I figured these were all just going to be the same. And that one's like this, but slightly more. So, fresh, never frozen, once frozen, now fresh, and brewed from frozen, where the beans themselves were frozen. So yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, it tastes fuller. Yeah, just I mean I know that doesn't really mean anything, but it almost tastes like I used more coffee to make this, but I know I didn't. I mean, we have footage of how much I used. Yeah, to me this tastes like coffee without any additives, without any milk or anything like that. Whereas this tastes like it has milk added to it. I mean, it doesn't, but it has that kind of weight, that kind of thickness. It flows over the tongue differently. So now we're actually going to add some milk and see if this changes anything. That's kind of a lot. Sick. I just realized I probably should have measured. Oh well. In for a penny, in for a pound. All right. That's a good cup, but kind of the same stuff as I was saying before, just a little bit more muted. Now I'm starting to get a little bit of a sour note, and not like a sour milk note, but that that thing that typically comes with lighter roasts, which is why I don't typically drink light roasts. Yeah, and same, definitely a bit of a sour note, except on this one it's not as offensive, I guess. This one, it tastes more like it's more along like what you'd be getting with like a lemon or a lime, as opposed to this one's more like a not good sour, like an unripe sour. Yeah, I'm very, very surprised at this. I mean, there is absolutely a difference between these two. These two are similar, and I don't know. I think with milk I prefer this one, but black I prefer this one, and this there's actually a difference here. This is very interesting. So, yeah, I guess there is a difference between unfrozen and frozen beans. That's strange. It's wild.